Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Surabhi Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 24th of October. Two terrorists kill in encounter in India's Jammu and Kashmir. US has not changed its South Asia policy, says Secretary of State Pompeo. An Afghan president claims Kandahar police chief's killing plotted in Pakistan. And now for all the details. Security forces on Wednesday gunned down two militants in Naugam village of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. The encounter began early morning as a search operation but turned into a gunfight between the security forces and militants.
Security forces in Naugam village of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province gunned down two militants during an encounter on Wednesday. The encounter began as a search operation but turned into a gunfight after militants opened fire at the security forces. The security forces launched the cordon and search operation on the basis of reliable input about the presence of militants in the area. The identity of the slain militants is yet to be ascertained.
Last intervening night, we had a specific information regarding presence of some militants in this area, Naugam. After that, we launched a cordon search operation along with 50 RR and CRP also joined in. While searches were on, they fired upon the search party and it ensued the encounter there. Now an encounter has went on and two militants have been neutralized so far.
The encounter comes a day after a blast was triggered by a shell inside an army camp in Poonch district of the province. India accuses neighbouring Pakistan for regularly arming and infiltrating terrorists to mount attacks on Indian soil. Pakistan denies the allegations.
Moving on, US Secretary of State Pompeo on Tuesday said the United States has not changed its South Asia policy and that the message is clear to Pakistan. Pompeo said Washington expects Pakistan to not provide safe harbor to terrorists on its border and that it will be held accountable if it does not achieve that or found not sincere in the effort. US Secretary of State Pompeo on Tuesday said the United States has made it clear to Pakistan that its South Asia policy has not changed. Pompeo said Washington expects Pakistan to not provide safe harbor to terrorists on their western border and that it will be held accountable if it don't achieve that or if found not sincere in the effort. This comes a few weeks after Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi visited Washington for talks aimed at improving relations between Islamabad and Washington that have been frayed in recent months. The Trump administration wants Pakistan to adopt aggressive measures that blunt the influence of the Afghan Taliban on the Pakistani side of the Afghan border. US has also cut $300 million in military aid to Pakistan. Pakistan in response has said that it has paid a heavy price internally for fighting militants and that it can help bring the Taliban to the negotiating table. A political activist from Pakistan-administered Kashmir recently alleged that Pakistan has created an environment of terror for the people living in the illegally occupied region. The activist blamed Pakistan of denying even the basic rights of the locals, making life an everyday struggle for them.
Political activist Mahmood Kashmiri has alleged that Pakistan has created an environment of terror for the people of Pakistan-administered Kashmir. He said locals in the illegally occupied region live under fear and are even denied their basic rights by Pakistan. The activist also blamed Pakistan has been using enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings to suppress the voices of the people who speak against the system.
पाकिस्तानी मकबूजा जम्मू कश्मीर में एक खौफ का माहौल है, लोग खौफ की ज़िंदगी बसर कर रहे हैं और जो भी शख्स अपने हक़ की बात करता है, आज़ादी की बात करता है, अपने वसाइल की बात करता है, उससे उस पर ये इल्ज़ाम लगा दी जाता है जी कि ये हिंदुस्तान का एजेंट है और ये पाकिस्तान का दुश्मन है। तो इस तरीके के हरबे इस्तेमाल करके लोगों को खामोश रखने की कोशिश की जाती है अलबत्ता ये सोशल मीडिया की वजह से अब बहुत सारी बातें जो आम लोगों तक नहीं पहुंच सकती थी वो आम लोगों तक जा रही हैं.
Pakistan, which illegally annexed Pakistan-administered Kashmir 6 decades ago, continues to deny the basic amenities to the people. However, it claims to have given autonomous rights to the region, but in reality treats it as its colony with no honor being accorded to the residents.
In news from Afghanistan, Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani on Tuesday said the assassination of Kandahar's police chief, General Abdul Razik, was planned in Pakistan and asked Islamabad to hand over those responsible for his killing. Ghani made the remarks during his visit to Kandahar to pay tributes to the slain commander. Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani on Tuesday said the assassination of Kandahar's police commander, General Abdul Razik, was planned in Pakistan. Ghani asked Islamabad to hand over those responsible for the killing of the commander so that Afghanistan can ensure that justice prevails. The president made the remarks during a visit to Kandahar, where he paid his tributes to the slain commander and honored him with the title of Champion of Afghanistan's Freedom.
Pakistan ta waim tautea pa Pakistan kisewe mujrimin rakle ti muge mahkemakro
وسه معنا په د وطن معنا سر ورکینه نو بعد رئیس جمهور راغلی وای یا اجرایی رئیس راغلی وای فاتحه راغلی وای مرد په د پاره به د زړه تسلی وای نه.
A popular figure in the country, General Abdul Razik, was gunned down in an attack on Thursday last week at the Kandahar governor's compound. The attack took place after the governor's bodyguard opened fire on a group of officials as they left a meeting. More news from Afghanistan. Outgoing Deputy Foreign Minister of Afghanistan, Hikmat Khalil Karzai, has warned that if the ministry will be manipulated for political purposes, the foreign policy institution of the country will be weakened significantly. Karzai expressed the concern while delivering his farewell speech on Tuesday.
Outgoing Deputy Foreign Minister of Afghanistan, Hikmat Khalil Karzai, on Tuesday said he hopes the country's Ministry of Foreign Affairs will not be manipulated for political purposes. Giving his farewell speech, Karzai warned that if the ministry will be manipulated for political purposes under the pretext of elections, the foreign policy institution of the country will be weakened significantly.
Afghanistan حدونه ورځ په ورځ سره جوړیږي ورځ په ورځ ظرفیت ډیریږي کوم امیدوار یم چې د وزارت خارجه سره د مور د میرې سلوک ونیسي سیاسي برخورد ونیسي دلته په وزارت کې نهایت ډیر ظرفیت شته چې د دې ځای خلک خپل خارج ته ولاړ شي او د افغانستان نمایندگی وکړي.
نسل امروزی افغانستان برای ساختن فردای روشن و بهتر این سرزمین بیشتر از همه چیز نیاز به اعتماد سازی متقابل دارد. متاسفانه چیزی که ما در وضعیت امروزی می‌بینیم فقدان اعتماد متقابل است.
Karzai stepped down from his post last week, citing differences on foreign policies with the leadership of the National Unity Government. In his resignation letter, Karzai said he had worked for peace and stability in the country under the framework of the country's foreign policy to keep the balance in relations with neighbouring countries, the region and powerful nations.
In news from Nepal, ruling Nepal Communist Party's co-chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal has asked the provincial government to not overtake federal government. The former Nepalese Prime Minister also urged people not to follow extremist elements and said that the government will amend the constitution but in an appropriate time.
Co-chairperson of the ruling Nepal Communist Party or NCP, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, has said that the provincial government should not indulge in acts that would endanger the nation, system and the constitution. Dahal on Tuesday said there will be a risk of an accident if the provincial government tries to overtake the federal government. The former Nepalese Prime Minister also urged all concerned not to follow extremist elements and stressed the need to defeat forces trying to create an independent Madhya province. He said the constitution would be amended in appropriate time, ensuring respect and rights of the Madhesi people. Madhya-based parties including the Rashtriya Janata Party Nepal or RJPN in the Himalayan nation have always demanded amendment in the citizenship certificate and providing more rights to the provincial governments in the country. The party has alleged the government of ignoring the rights of Madhyasis.
Devotees from across the country on Wednesday took holy dip in Sangam River to mark the auspicious occasion of Full Moon Day in India's northern Prayagraj city. They also offered special prayers for the well-being of their families and the souls of their ancestors. Devout Hindus from across India on Wednesday thronged on the banks of Sangam in the country's holy Prayagraj city to take holy dip in the river on the occasion of Sharad Purnima or the Full Moon Day. The devotees marked the occasion by performing special prayers and traditional rituals on the banks of the river. They prayed for the well-being of their families and the souls of their ancestors. Special offerings are prepared on this day, which are kept in the open overnight and distributed to the family members on the following day.
शरद पूर्णिमा है और इसके नहाने से बहुत से ग्रह दूर होते हैं, कष्ट दूर होते हैं और भगवान जी रात को क्या कहते हैं प्रसाद चढ़ा करके और छत पे रखते हैं, तुलसी डाल करके उसको सुबह खाते हैं, सबको प्रसाद देते हैं परिवार को।
शरद पूर्णिमा भारत देश के अंदर में बहुत महत्वपूर्ण पर्व के रूप में मनाया जाता है। बहुत दूर दूर से श्रद्धालु लोग आकर के यहाँ पर संगम स्नान करते हैं और गंगा जमुना सरस्वती का संगम यहाँ पर है। यहाँ आकर के अपने को बहुत भाग्यशाली मानते हैं और उनकी आत्मा को तृप्ति मिलती है। पूर्वजों के नाम से भी आते हैं लोग और अपने नाम से भी आते हैं।
Sharad Purnima, celebrated on the full moon day of the Hindu lunar month of Ashwin, marks the end of monsoon season. During the auspicious day, devotees take a bath in holy rivers as they believe it cleanses them of sins, speeding the way to the attainment of nirvana or the afterlife. Book reading culture is witnessing tremendous growth in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir, with more and more youth visiting book reading centers in the province. In order to encourage the youth, the government has also restarted some old libraries, offering them platform to read their favorite books.
Despite the advent of internet and several applications offering online book reading experience, the traditional culture of book reading is witnessing a tremendous growth among youth in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. Locals as well as tourists visit reading centers, cafes and book clubs on regular basis to read their favorite books over a cup of coffee and participate in debates and discussions on issues facing the valley. A student in Kashmir said a book has its own aesthetic value that we cannot get from the internet.
आजकल के डेट में जो इंटरनेट का ज़माना है वो तो अपनी जगह पे है, तो जो यहाँ पे बुक लवर्स है वो तो आते ही रहते हैं यहाँ पे, और घरों से जो यंग जनरेशन है वो आती है और पढ़ती है बुक्स, और उस बुक्स के साथ साथ वो कॉफ़ी का भी मज़ा लेते हैं यहाँ पे, और वो अलग का एहसास है बुक पढ़ने का। यहाँ पे लोकल्स भी आते हैं और हमारे यहाँ पे टूरिस्ट भी आते हैं। हर रोज़ हमारा यहाँ पे रश ही रहता है।
जो एसेंस, जो फील हम मतलब पढ़ने में करते हैं, व्हेन वी रीड ए बुक, वो हमें इंटरनेट से नहीं मिलता है। फॉर एग्जांपल व्हेन वी आर रीडिंग फ्रॉम इंटरनेट, आफ्टर सम टाइम हमारे आंखों में वो सॉर्ट ऑफ इरिटेशन होने लगती है, हम थक जाते हैं। दैट इज़ नॉट केस विद द बुक। जब हम बुक पढ़ते हैं, द स्मेल ऑफ बुक, नो द एसेंस, द फील, जब हम टच करते हैं, कभी बैठते हैं, सराहने पे रखते हैं, दैट इज़ ब्यूटीफुल। वो हमें इंटरनेट से नहीं मिल सकता है।
With its roots entrenched in rich cultural and traditional heritage, Jammu and Kashmir has been the hub of discourse and narrative for a longer time. For the last few years, the government has also restarted some old libraries, and publishers in Kashmir Valley have too established some good reading centers for book lovers.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.